The Chris Tucker that we got now is Epstein Island Chris Tucker. Oh, nice. If I didn't know no better, I'd tell you he's the greatest.
Then watching you blow up from movie to movie to movie to the whole Rush Hour thing, and then it was like, poof.
Yeah.
Where's Chris?
I wanted to I wanted to do more. That wasn't enough for me.
I don't know what he was going through internally, emotionally. He might have got really tired of the business. There's maybe some layers in there that he hasn't really spoken about inside the business.
It sounds like Katt Williams might have some serious revelations up his sleeve. Rumor has it he's not holding back and has even dropped Chris Tucker's name from the list of industry folks with some secrets. Word on the street is he's suggesting Chris might have had ties to Jeffrey Epstein and Diddy as a handler. But here's the kicker. He's also hinting that Chris might have been forced into all of it. Well, it looks like Katt Williams wasn't just blowing smoke about Chris Tucker's ties to the controversial Epstein after all. The confirmation came straight from the horse's mouth. Chris Tucker himself.
You knew Jeffrey Epstein, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Oh my God. We flew.
But the big question is, why is this even such a big deal? Well, here's why.
Many high-profile figures may have been dreading has happened, as dozens of big names have been revealed in the first wave of documented convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
Sure thing. Chris Tucker, you know, the guy who starred in that record-breaking movie franchise? Well, he just up and left the entertainment biz without even a glance back. So it turns out that Chris Tucker's decision to leave Hollywood might not have been solely about reaching the pinnacle of success, as we initially thought. According to Katt Williams, it seems that Tucker's success opened doors to a world of deep industry secrets that might have been too much for him to handle. Williams implies that these revelations were so unsavory that Tucker decided to step away.
These people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything. That includes blessings for his people. That's why, you know what the #1 job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is? What? Is to act like it didn't happen.
When most people think of Chris Tucker, they likely remember his stand-up comedy first and foremost, especially those who know him well. There was a time in Chris Tucker's career when he reigned as the highest-paid actor in all of Hollywood, pulling in an astonishing $25 million for his role in 2007's Rush Hour 3. Now, let's be real here. The third installment didn't quite live up to the sheer awesomeness of the first two Rush Hour films, and let's not forget, it couldn't even shine as brightly as the blooper reel from Rush Hour 2, which is a thing of pure beauty. What's more, he managed to snag top billing over the legendary Jackie Chan, who had been kicking butt in the industry for nearly 4 decades before their partnership in the first Rush Hour film. It's an eyebrow-raising feat by any measure.
And I definitely prepared myself because I knew it was Jackie Chan. I didn't want to, let him down. I worked out, lift weights, ran, the first one.
With CBS embarking on the small-screen adaptation of Rush Hour, minus its original stars, it raises a curious programming trend that also includes the likes of Lethal Weapon, Training Day, and Cruel Intentions. For devoted fans of Chris Tucker like myself, it begs the question, how did we transition from Chris Tucker being the $25 million man to virtually vanishing from the entertainment landscape?
I never thought about doing sequels. I always wanted to do a good job and keep moving to the next movie.
To understand this intriguing metamorphosis, we must first delve into the meteoric rise of Chris Tucker. While the narrative of comedians transitioning into TV and movie stardom is a storied tradition, like Jerry Seinfeld, Chris Rock, Ray Romano, and Amy Schumer, Tucker's story stands out in a league of its own. His journey commenced on HBO's Def Comedy Jam, where he was serving up jokes about Michael Jackson as a coke-sniffing pimp and speculating on why white folks might not vote for a black president, in the year 1992, no less.
Michael called me on the phone.
He says, "Is this Chris Tucker?"
I said, "Yeah, who it is?"
This was just the beginning of Chris Tucker's journey through the annals of comedy and entertainment, leading to his eventual ascent to Hollywood's pinnacle, followed by the fascinating twists and turns that would make him an enigma for fans and industry observers alike. But then, like a magician's vanishing act, he disappeared from the limelight, leaving fans and showbiz gurus scratching their heads, pondering, where on earth did Chris Tucker go? Apparently, Chris Tucker followed a path akin to his fellow Def Comedy Jam alumni, such as the beloved Bernie Mac and the endlessly entertaining Cedric the Entertainer. However, What set Tucker apart was the rapidity with which his stock soared. He transitioned from relatively minor roles in films like Meteor Man and House Party 3 Inches to a scene-stealing, star-turning performance as Smokey in the 1995 hit film Friday. While he never revisited the Friday series, it mattered not, for Chris Tucker had charted his unique and unstoppable course.
Another Fridays, man, and I was just like, nah, I don't want to do another Fridays. I want to do like Eddie Murphy and them did. I want to do Money Talk.
The role of Skip in 1995's Dead Presidents was a significant showcase of Chris Tucker's acting range, demonstrating that he was more than just a comedic force. However, it was his prowess in action comedy, exemplified in films like Money Talks and The Fifth Element, that likely convinced New Line Cinema to entrust him with the 1998 blockbuster Rush Hour. This buddy action comedy paired Tucker with the legendary Jackie Chan, a dynamic duo that sparked comedic and action-packed brilliance. The financial success was undeniable, with the first film grossing an impressive $244.4 million at the box office, all while being produced for a modest $33 million budget. It was clear proof that Tucker's casting was a masterstroke. The momentum only soared with the release of Rush Hour 2 Inches in 2001, which reaped a staggering $347 million, and Tucker's star was shining brighter than ever. He was living large and seemed to have the world at his feet, with opportunities seemingly boundless.
And I always said, because I know my fans love the movie so much, they always bring it up. I said, well, if they come to me with a great script, great idea, I'll definitely consider it. But
so the question that naturally arises is, why did it take 6 long years for Chris Tucker to return for Rush Hour 3? And perhaps even more puzzling, why did he seemingly do nothing else during that substantial hiatus? Did he demand outrageous perks? Was he a set-side troublemaker? Or, just maybe, Tucker decided to take a unique route in showbiz that most performers can only dream of affording.
In other words, Chris Tucker knew what shall it profit a man if he gains $12 million but loses his own soul.
The answer to this apparent hiatus is a complex one, and it stems from a combination of factors. While Tucker was enjoying a meteoric rise to stardom with the Rush Hour series and its lucrative success, he reportedly found himself at a crossroads. His desire for more substantial and fulfilling roles, as well as his personal and creative aspirations, led him to step back from the Hollywood spotlight. However, this break allowed him the freedom to explore other aspects of his life. He indulged in stand-up comedy, a passion that was never far from his heart, and embarked on globe-trotting adventures. Furthermore, Tucker embraced philanthropic endeavors and committed himself to personal growth and learning. This phase of self-discovery and self-reinvention was integral to his decision-making, which included taking a step back from film projects. So, despite being a global superstar, Chris Tucker's decision to leave the limelight has left many scratching their heads, including fans and fellow celebrities. The conversation has been buzzing on social media, with some speculating that Tucker simply had enough wealth from his previous projects and didn't need to pursue more. But according to Katt Williams, that's not the whole story. It seems Tucker came to realize that the Hollywood he once admired from afar was vastly different from the reality he experienced as a big-name star. This revelation likely played a significant role in his decision to step back from the industry. Some folks might be skeptical of Katt Williams given his history with controversy. However, what leans slightly in his favor is that the claims he made about Chris Tucker aren't entirely out of left field. They're rooted in published reports that involve some of the industry's biggest names and even broader global issues. So while Williams might not be the most squeaky clean source, there's some substance to what he's saying that can't be easily dismissed.
40 of an expected 250 documents have been released so far, but Prince Andrew, Bill Clinton, Stephen Hawking, Donald Trump and Michael Jackson are already among the names made public.
Over the years, many have tried to warn us that the entertainment industry isn't all glitz and glamour, but rather something quite different behind the scenes. Often, we've brushed off these warnings as mere speculation. However, nowadays, it's becoming harder to ignore the mounting evidence confirming these stories. And in the midst of all these revelations, it seems Chris Tucker might have been privy to more of the industry's dark side than he let on. Tucker's journey to stardom was like a wild roller coaster ride, full of highs and lows.
You asking the questions, old man. Who are you? You. No, not me, you. Yes.
It seems that Chris Tucker's departure from the spotlight was just as swift as his rise to fame, and according to Katt Williams, this might be linked to his exposure to the dark side of the industry. Williams suggested that Tucker had visited Jeffrey Epstein's infamous island, where Epstein and his associate Ghislaine Maxwell were reportedly running a sinister operation. In a recent viral interview on Shannon Sharpe's Club Shay, Williams discussed the challenges of making another Friday movie due to the loss of several key cast members. However, he pointed out that while Tucker is still alive, he's not the same person he once was. Williams claimed that the Chris Tucker we see now is more like Epstein Island's Chris Tucker than the beloved character Smokey from the 1995 cult classic.
Chris Tucker that we got now is Epstein Island Chris Tucker, not Smoke.
What lends credibility to Katt Williams' story is the fact that numerous high-profile names appeared in previously sealed court documents related to Epstein. These documents listed over 170 associates of the convicted sex offender. With such a significant number of names tied to Epstein's activities, it's not far-fetched to consider that someone like Chris Tucker, as claimed by Williams, might have been involved or at least associated with Epstein in some capacity. Moreover, reports suggest that even Diddy may have had connections to Epstein. But some people also suggest that he may have been forced to do all these things because he was never such a person. Following the triumphant release of the first Rush Hour film, Tucker made Hollywood history by securing a groundbreaking $20 million salary for Rush Hour 2, a figure that catapulted him into the ranks of the highest-paid actors in Tinseltown at the time. But he wasn't done there. For Rush Hour 3, Tucker's salary skyrocketed even further, reaching a staggering $25 million, coupled with a percentage of the film's profits. It's a reminder that the entertainment industry can pose challenges for those who undergo profound personal transformations. And it's a testament to Tucker's commitment to his principles that he chose to prioritize his faith and values above his career in those crucial moments. In 2014, Tucker said he would go to comedy clubs, and it's like, all right, how raunchy can you get? And it's really not that funny to me. What's funny to me is being creative and talking about stuff that I wouldn't have thought about. Additionally, a crucial motivation behind Tucker's hiatus was his aspiration for more substantial and meaningful roles in film. A 2015 interview with the LA Times spelled this out, with Tucker expressing that he wanted to get better. I want to do something that excites me, that is different and fun. That could explain why he chose to play Bradley Cooper's friend in Silver Linings Playbook, or why he was in Ang Lee's upcoming Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk. Working with them helped me grow and be a better actor, he explains. Although he had relished the fame and financial success that accompanied his status as a movie star, he was driven by a profound yearning for roles that carried deeper significance. Tucker's artistic sensibilities and personal growth led him to seek out projects that could allow him to express his talents in a more profound and meaningful way, reflecting a desire to make a lasting impact through his work in the entertainment industry. This pursuit of substance and significance in his roles marked a pivotal chapter in his career and personal journey. I knew I didn't want to just make a whole bunch of money making movies that don't really mean anything. I knew it wouldn't make me happy, Tucker admitted during his interview with GQ. This pursuit of creative fulfillment fueled his decision to step back from the limelight. In a candid and revealing interview with GQ, Tucker shed light on this enigma. His hiatus, he clarified, wasn't an exit from the entertainment universe, but rather a shift in focus. The comedian and actor had been perpetually occupied with stand-up comedy gigs and globe-trotting adventures. During this time away from the big screen, he delved into humanitarian work, immersing himself in a world of philanthropy and social good. Additionally, Tucker embraced a deep commitment to learning and personal growth, making his hiatus a period of profound self-discovery. As the curtain lifts on the enigmatic journey of Chris Tucker, his narrative continues to evolve, promising further surprises and perhaps a triumphant return to the big screen that will thrill fans and cinephiles alike. Tucker explained, "I've traveled the world 10 times over. I've had relationships all over the world. I did a lot of humanitarian work all over the world, so I'm always busy, always learning and growing." Notably, he attended keynote speeches on various subjects, not as a paid speaker but as an eager learner. Nevertheless, Chris Tucker's journey was not without its share of challenges. He confronted financial difficulties, and rumors circulated about him potentially losing his $6 million home in Florida, as reported by People in 2011. Reports indicated that comedian Chris Tucker was on the brink of losing one of his Florida mansions to foreclosure. The actor was reported to have accrued debts exceeding $4.4 million on the property, situated in Lake County, Florida. Hollywood had been in awe of Chris Tucker's talent and his box office appeal, and for a time it seemed like he was at the zenith of his career. Offers were pouring in, and he was celebrated as a rising star with limitless potential. Yet, beneath the surface, Tucker was grappling with a sense of being typecast and confined. Success in Hollywood often comes with a price, one that many might not realize. While the public often believes that actors have control over their careers, the reality is quite different. Many actors find themselves at the mercy of powerful producers, directors, and studios. Tucker, too, was in such a position, constantly being inundated with offers for roles that, while playing to his comedic strengths, failed to explore the full spectrum of his abilities.
He like Rick Ross, too. He loves it. Sometimes he be going around the place. He be doing a song like, I'm like, what the hell?
Gossip columns began to buzz with rumors of Tucker refusing certain roles. He became discerning, turning down lucrative offers that didn't align with his vision of a diverse and meaningful career. Some in the industry labeled him as picky, while others saw it as an act of rebellion against being typecast. In 1995, Chris Tucker delivered a standout performance alongside Ice Cube in the classic film Friday. His portrayal of the character Smokey became immensely popular, but to the surprise of many, Tucker didn't reprise his role for the film's sequel, Next Friday, which was released 5 years later. During that time, Ice Cube stepped forward to clarify the reason behind Tucker's absence from the big screen as Smokey. After the resounding success of the first Friday film, there were discussions about Tucker returning for the sequel. However, he made the decision not to take on the role. During an interview with the Full Send podcast, the West Coast rap legend revealed how much Tucker passed up on, as well as the reasoning behind it. "You'll hear 1,000 different stories, but we wanted to pay him $12 million to do that movie and he turned it down," Ice Cube shared. "He said it was for religious reasons," he continued. "He didn't want to cuss and he didn't want to smoke weed on camera." Although Ice Cube recognized Tucker's impact on Friday, he admitted that he's content with how everything ultimately worked out. "But I'm glad he didn't do it because we wouldn't have Mike," he said. "Mike, to me, is funnier." Integrity seems to be a core belief for Tucker. He recalled once stepping away from Hollywood despite being the highest-paid actor at the time because he wanted to focus on providing humanitarian aid. As the years passed and Tucker's absence from the big screen persisted, speculation and curiosity grew. Fans wondered if he was planning a grand comeback, while critics questioned if he had lost his star power. One of his fans wrote, "And I firmly agree with Chris Tucker because most the fans don't like him for leaving. But let's be honest and real, after filming Friday, he went on and started making $20 million per film, unlike Friday, where he only earned $11,000 or less." The truth was that Tucker was playing a risky game in an industry known for its fickleness. Hollywood had a history of pigeonholing black artists into stereotypical roles, perpetuating racial biases and limiting opportunities for authentic representation. It was as if they couldn't see beyond the color of his skin, denying him the chance to showcase the full extent of his talent. Typecasting was another weapon used by Hollywood to keep Tucker in a box. He was continually offered roles that played on racial stereotypes, relegating him to this exaggerated, hyperbolic, and often loud character. It was as if the industry was stuck in a time warp, unwilling to let him evolve as an actor and move beyond these constraining roles. But all this was to force him to do all the alleged crimes. That's it for today. See you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.